may directly teach their children skills, rules and strategies, and explicitly inform or advise them on various issues. They advise what to do, what not to do, right? They interact with them. Parent as indirect socializing with our children. Parents as providers and controllers of opportunities. Both the things are very important. To provide as well as to control. Too much is also too bad, right? Parents manage children's experiences and social lives, including their exposure to positive or negative experiences, their opportunities to play with certain toys and children, and their exposure to various kinds of information. Very true. Certain toys and children, we say not to play with guns. Some families, including my family, among toys, guns are strictly prohibited. Throughout our family, we have promised ourselves we will not give guns as a gift to any of the child in the family. So we are controlling the opportunities, providing the opportunities. We have to provide good reading material. We have to provide good, productive playing toys, right? Parenting dimensions. There are two general dimensions of parental behavior. The degree of warmth and responsiveness that parents show towards their children. The amount of control parents exert over their children. Two dimensions. The amount of warmth and responsiveness, जो हम बच्चों को प्यार देते हैं, जो एक माँ की गोद की गर्मी है, जो एक बाप का शफकत का सर है, that is the warmth and responsiveness which the parents show. And the control parents exert over their children. You can see through the picture. The father is controlling the behavior of the child, right? Warmth and responsiveness. At one of the spectrum are parents who are openly warm and affectionate with their children. Their affection is open. It is visible. At the other end of the spectrum are parents who are relatively uninvolved with their children and sometimes even hostile towards them. Isn't it? We have such parents in the family. Maybe I am a hostile mother and my sister is extremely affectionate. So we see these two extremes. Parental styles. Authoritarian parenting, high parental control with little warmth. High parental control, माँ हर वक्त बच्चे के सर पे सवार है. We see this. I think so. I, as a mother, if I was not a Montessori trained, I am also very strict and aggressive. If I have not done this course, if I have not learned about the role of a mother, I think so. मैं भी हर वक्त अपने बच्चों के सर पे ऐसे ही सवार होती. We have such parents. Authoritative parenting, a fair degree of parental control with warm and responsive to children. Moderate, not too much, not too less. Indulgent, permissive parenting, warm and caring but little parent control. You give the warmth, the affection, you give a lot of care but you don't control. You don't impose, right? Indifferent or uninvolved parenting, neither warmth nor control. है तो है, नहीं है तो नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं, right? Okay, next. Children, now we have seen the parents. Now what effect the children will have under these parental styles? Children with authoritarian parents typically have lower grades in school, lower self-esteem, and are less skilled socially. The parents who are very authoritative, जो हर वक्त बच्चों को अपने रोब में रखते हैं और समझते हैं कि we are doing the right. They are restricting their movements, they are restricting their thinking. So resultantly, the children are having lower school grades because they are not habitual to use their mind. They work as per the instructions which the parents have given to them. Children with authoritative parents tend to have higher grades and be responsible and are responsible, self-reliant and friendly. You must have noticed these type of children around you. Children with indulgent or permissive parents have lower grades and are often impulsive and easily frustrated. बहुत जल्दी चिढ़ जाते हैं, खाना छोड़ दिया, नहाएंगे नहीं, हाथ नहीं धोएंगे, किसी को सलाम नहीं करेंगे. They will not do their work, they will not meet each other. You will see such type of behaviors. Children with indifferent or uninvolved parents have low self-esteem and are impulsive, aggressive and moody. The parents who leave their children, they neither show warmth nor they have any control, which at a later stage leads to deviations. In short, I would say this, and the details Ma'am Asma will give. So this is the beginning of deviation, right? Careful handling and normalizing. Now we have read about the parents, their styles, how they are involved, and what are the results. Direct instruction. This is how we handle and keep our child, a normalized child, telling a child what to do, when and why. We say children do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But we don't say them why. Why it is harmful for you to go near the stove? Why it is harmful for you not to have a matchbox during your playtime? Why it is harmful if you will not wash your hands before eating or drinking? We don't tell. We only say haath dho kar aao. Haath nahi dhoye, go and wash your hands. But we don't tell them why. So why is also equally important because children are inquisitive. The thing you will ask your child not to do, there will be more curiosity. They will have more curiosity. कि क्यों मना किया? इसमें क्या चीज छुपी है? इसमें क्या राज है? इसमें क्या अच्छी बात है जो मेरे पेरेंट्स मुझे टच नहीं करने दे रहे, मुझे हाथ नहीं लगाने दे रहे, right? So why is very important. Learning by observing, that is modeling. Learning what to do by watching. Learning what not to do. Now you can see this picture. Learning what to do by watching. The parents are fighting. The elder brothers and sisters are fighting. They are exchanging harsh words with each other. Their body language is very unacceptable. So they are learning through the model which is around them. Feedback. Parents indicate whether a behavior is appropriate and should continue or should stop. Again, this is a first step for normalization. You tell the child what is the acceptable behavior. What is normalization? The behavior of the child which is socially acceptable. Isn't it? This is the definition of normalization. And parents decide which behavior he should continue and which behavior he should stop. Right? Punishment works best when? Punishment is also important. Being parents, I don't believe that we should not punish. Punish, but not in the sense that you ask the child to stand in the corner for half of the day. Isn't that an extreme punishment? Right? Or in front of the family members, in front of the friends, you just slap your young boy and you say, "Maine to halka sa thappad mara tha." That shatters the entire personality and the confidence of your child. Okay, punishment works best when administered directly after the undesired behavior occurs rather than hours later. At this moment, the child has misbehaved. So the same moment you should make the child realize that this is an unacceptable behavior. And you are not supposed to, you are not allowed to repeat this kind of a behavior again. बच्चे ने आज बदतमीजी की है, आप भूल गए, आप 6 दिन के through these phases. Okay? Person's personality. By doing this, children must try to think and behave in a manner appropriate to their pretend persona. You see in the picture, the child is a doctor in a hospital, and how serious she seems to be in her working. Attending the call, taking the notes, because she herself thinks, I'm a doctor. Such socio-dramatic play also helps them to understand others and develop feelings of empathy. This is very important. We don't realize through which problem the other person is going, through which happiness moments the other person is going, unless we put ourselves into the other person's shoe. Empathy is that. I'm standing here, it seems very easy to come and talk. Any one of you, if I call, you come here and stand, then you will realize how difficult it is to have this confidence to speak for such a long time. Unless you will come, you will not realize. This is empathy. You put yourself in somebody else's position, situation. A family. Understand what a family is? Yes. What close connection a family members have with each other? Whether it is a family of a penguins, so cute, whether it is a family of me, you, anybody, right? A family is a circle of love. It's nothing but love. Love yourself, love each other, love your parents.
And I really like the green ambience. It's very, very, very refreshing. And I'm sorry I don't have a green dress. But I have this. Thank you so much. Chalega. Today we'll be talking about deviation and normality. It is really a very interesting topic. I was really engrossed in Ma'am Nadia's lecture, and I was supposed to go through the points, the final points that I had prepared, but I was so deeply engrossed that I forgot to browse over these points. So once again, clap for Ma'am Nadia. I really enjoyed it. Now when we talk about deviation and normality, we have to keep in mind that these are the two processes. The deviation and normality are the two processes that are going on all the time within the children. Not even within the children, but within ourselves as well. We as adults are also facing the process, the going on of deviations and normality within ourselves even today. And the main reason is that our deviations may not have been addressed at the time when they occurred. That was the time from 2 to 3 years after birth. The deviations are there and the normality is also there. But the thing is that we need to understand that, and we have to have that knowledge that what symptoms are of deviation and what symptoms are of normality. So to talk about this, we'll start from the terms that you have to keep in mind, and it will be very simple. It will be beneficial for you as directresses and as would-be mothers, and as mothers who have young children of few months, or who are 1 year old or 2 year old or 3 years old, who are in the age bracket of 2 to 6 years. It is going to help you. And talk about becoming a directress, I realized that each and every girl, after completing her education, must do this diploma or this course or any know-how or the hang of it if you could. Because this is going to help you in your future life. When I did my AMI course from the AMI, I graduated and I was waiting for my result, and I then applied for this course. And believe me, after completing that one whole year, I realized that I did not study so much, I did not learn so much during those graduating years that I learned within that 1 year at AMI. I learned a lot. I learned about myself. I learned about my mistakes, my errors, my prejudices, my defects. And then I could help my children. I could rear my children. I was able to rear my children in a better way so that they become good human beings. So that helped me a lot, being a good mother, being a good teacher. Alhamdulillah. So you are lucky enough that you are here, you are learning, and you're not wasting your time. I remember in the last workshop, Sir Shami was telling us that we had attended a workshop, a conference at Chennai, and he was telling us that there were 800 ladies there, sitting the whole day, very gracefully, decently, seriously. Because they were committed and they were there to learn. When you come here, you might notice that among ourselves we'll be repeating few things over and over again. Like Ma'am Anjum said, when Ma'am Nadia was delivering the lecture, there were few points that were related to my lecture. It is because that the Montessori subjects, all 5 subjects, they are interrelated with each other. When you talk about language, you have to talk about mathematics. You have to talk about culture. Because they are interrelated, and you have to talk about other subjects as well. Now getting back to the point, I wanted to be smart enough, that was an indirect message relating you to those 800 ladies, because I am confident that our Pakistani women are no less than any other women of any other country. When you understand the seriousness, you are there with us. We all are on the same page. When you're here, everybody has to be on the same page. We are trying to share whatever knowledge we have. We are trying to share whatever experiences we had, and it's going to benefit us. We will learn from you, and you will learn from us. It's a two-way traffic. So get back to the topic, that is deviation and normality. These are the 2 processes. And very interesting, the humanity springs from the conception. The terms that you have to keep in mind: the conception, gestation, the birth, then regression. These are the 4 factors that are responsible for the development of either deviation or normalization. That is conception, gestation, the time of birth, and right after the time of birth, the regression. Alright? When we talk about conception, we say the union of 2 healthy people. If the union of 2 healthy people, then the child born will be a healthy child. The healthy people, free of any deviation, any illnesses, mental illness, physical illness. Nowadays you must be observing the iftari programs or the sehri programs at ARY. Once there was a person with minor thalassemia. that man was a carrier. He and his wife, they were the victims of minor thalassemia. And when I was watching that program, it came to my mind that in our religion, it is stressed. The last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, stressed that when you marry, you have to spread. You don't marry among yourselves, among your cousins. No close relationship. You have to spread out as far as you can, as distant relatives, as people unknown to you. Because when you are marrying among your family, you are getting weaker and weaker. What is happening with the Parsi breed? They are decreasing. It's a dying breed. We used to see lots of Parsis at Sadar Bori Bazaar. Nowadays, there are very few Parsis there. There is a very strong logic, and as Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stressed upon us that when you want to marry, you have to search and you have to spread yourself. That means he is discouraging the family marriages because it is going to produce